So, we got Star Wars The Bad Batch finale, and as I mentioned in my other video, it was a pretty good finale. Before we get into this, past this moment, there will be spoilers for Star Wars The Bad Batch episode 1 through 16, a couple Clone Wars spoilers, and maybe some spoilers for The Mandalorian and any future and any basically recent stuff that might be theories that I'm having for Star Wars The Bad Batch Season 2. So, if you're still here, that means that you have seen the episode or you don't care about spoilers. So I'm not going to waste any time, so let's get right into it. So, as the title says, I will also be explaining our mysterious cliffhanger with who is that character that wants Nala Se. So, let's get right into it. So, first of all, the most obvious theory that we're going to want is Darth Sidious, which, like I said, the most obvious theory that we're going to want, no. It's the most obvious theory that we're not going to want, because we really don't want Darth Sidious. I know all you guys don't want Darth Sidious, and personally, I don't like Darth. I'm not saying that I'm not against the Darth Sidious thing. Like, I thought Darth Sidious's return was a great twist for The Rise of Skywalker. I know everybody hated The Rise of Skywalker, but personally, I think it was a really good movie. Please don't get angry at me in the comments, but I thought it was a pretty good movie. So I'm not against the Palpatine theory. It's just, I don't want everything to have to be Emperor Palpatine, because we already think that Baby Yoda might have something to do with Emperor Palpatine. So why does also Omega have to do something with Emperor Palpatine? We need different stuff. Not everything can be Emperor Palpatine. So that theory is just a theory on the table, but I really hope not. I think Lucasfilm is smarter than that, because they understood that people don't really like the Palpatine thing. So we know that Dave Filoni has done like everything good for fans. Dave Filoni knows what he's doing. So we're just going to have to trust him that he's not going to go into the Darth Sidious thing.
We're going down a path I can't follow.
I think what Filoni's trying to do is he's trying to make us think it's the Sidious thing. Then he's going to pull a plot twist on us, so we won't be seeing it coming. He wants us all to think that it's going to be the Sidious thing, so we don't see it coming.
You didn't see that coming?
So the next theory, which I think is actually the greatest theory on my list of 7 theories that I have, I think the Emperor wants to make a battalion of Force-sensitive troopers. So we already saw in Star Wars Bad Batch Episode 3 that that was titled Replacements. So the replacements were supposed to be Crosshair Super Commando Squad, but they really were not that good. They were just normal troopers. Nothing was special about them. Normally, if you're gonna make a special squad, you want something to be special about them. The only thing different was that they were the first human soldiers that we got, the first conscripted soldiers that we got in on the Empire. So I think that Nala Se and whoever that mysterious character that we got in the Bad Batch finale are going to be working on a group of Force-sensitive troopers. And like it's going on to my theory later, they need midichlorians from Omega to create the Force-sensitive troopers. So I'm going to go into my other Omega theories later that I mentioned in my Crazy Omega Theories video. Now, I don't want this video to be a copy of my Crazy Omega Theories video, but a couple of these theories will be taken from my Crazy Omega Theories video. So that, I think, is the best theory that I have for this list. I think it's a pretty good theory, because so far we've never seen that, and it's a really good idea that the Empire has never tried. So that was one question that I never had. Why didn't the Empire never create an entire Force-sensitive battalion? Well, the answer to that is that the Sith probably didn't want to clone themselves, because they didn't want to break the rule of 2. So Palpatine didn't want to clone himself because he didn't want to break the rule of 2, but ultimately he did. The Sith can never get the blood of a Jedi unless, I'm going to talk a bit later, unless they take Anakin's blood. I'm going to talk about that later, so please stick to this video if you want to figure out what I'm talking about later. So the next thing that I've literally mentioned in every single one of my videos, and I'm sure you've heard this theory before, the Empire cloning Starkiller. And I know this is the worst theory in the galaxy of theories, even worse than the Jar Jar is a Sith Lord theory, and seriously, that was a bad theory, but I still think that this could have some Force Unleashed connections. Maybe not Starkiller, but maybe we're going to get some Force Unleashed connections, because I've only actually seen a couple clips from Force Unleashed, but so far, as I understand, I've read about the plot on Wikipedia. It actually sounds like a pretty solid plot. apart from a bit of questionable decisions that they made, it's a bit dark the way that they made the story. It's a bit of a dark story, but besides that, I think it had a pretty solid story and definitely kind of deserves a canon video game. I'm sure all of you Force Unleashed fans would definitely enjoy canon video games, so we might get that, but I don't really know about that. So the next theory that might be possible, and that I think a lot of some of these theories are also some from Mandalorian theories. The Empire want to enhance themselves to make themselves Force sensitive. Now, two things that I just want to say before I talk into this theory. Number one, I did have a theory in my Crazy Omega Theories video that the Kaminoans wanted to enhance themselves. But I guess that's not true because all the Kaminoans are dead except for Nala Se. We lost Tunwi in, what was that, episode 9? We lost, what's her name? I don't even remember her name. Lama Su, that was it. And we lost Lama Su, and I think it was episode 14, no, 14, I don't know. We lost Lama Su in that episode. So it turns out that we're down to only Nala Se and then a couple other useless Kaminoans that nobody ever cares about. So I doubt that they're going to try to enhance themselves because Nala Se isn't actually that bad. She's just the chief scientist. Lama Su and Tunwi were the ones that were bad, like I mentioned in my other video. So I really don't think that Nala Se could really be that bad and enhance herself. But I do think that the Empire could do that. If Rampart would, because Rampart is kind of trying to impress himself to Tarkin. He's been trying to kind of impress Tarkin throughout this entire season to show that he can hold his rank and that he can command the cloning operation. So I think he might try to impress Tarkin, but then when in the process he turns himself Force sensitive and kind of loses control, kind of like in some sort of Marvel movie or something. Another theory, this also connects to the theory that Moff Gideon was trying to take Grogu's blood to make himself Force sensitive, but that's another story for Mandalorian Season 3, which hopefully is coming soon. So another thing that the rest of this list is probably going to be some more just general theories, because I know the beginning of this list was basically an explanation for what we got. But one more thing is that I want to talk a bit about Omega before I go into some general theories for Bad Batch Season 2. So, number one, I want to tell you who I think Omega is, and this is a pretty bad theory. So, here's my theory. We already know that Omega is a pure clone, so this is my idea. They somehow, the Empire somehow got Obi-Wan's blood. That's why, so basically this is my theory. The Empire mixed Obi-Wan's blood with Jango Fett's blood and did a bit of editing, kind of like in Power Director, how I make my videos, did a bit of editing, and then they made a female clone that was half Jango, half Obi-Wan, and the only reason why I'm saying Obi-Wan is because she said hello there in episode 4. That's just, I doubt it's really Obi-Wan, and now she is a half clone, so she's a pure clone, and she has the Force. That's basically everything the Empire wants. A pure clone that's an identical clone of Jango Fett, and a Force sensitive clone. So that's like a package, like sitting at the door for the Emperor. So that's exactly why the Emperor would want them. Would want her because it's the only Jedi they can get to work on some other like Force sensitive troopers. So this is a pretty good theory, but I doubt the Obi-Wan part of this theory. That was really just a stupid joke that I came up with, but that could be another theory. So I'm definitely guessing is that we have no idea what's going to happen to Crosshair when he gets back to the Empire. Because we already know that the Empire don't care for Crosshair. They decided to blow him up with they didn't really care. But now Crosshair is still with the Empire. It's like, what, is your inhibitor chip malfunctioning or something? Why are you still with the Empire? Come on. He says he doesn't have his inhibitor chip, but why is he still with the Empire? I don't get it. So I'm guessing, what if when he visits them, are they really going to just be like, oh, hey, why don't you come back to the Empire? No, I think they're just going to capture him, and he's really going to realize, hey, I might still be with the Empire, but the Empire's not still with me. So either he's going to break off from the Empire and form his own group, kind of like how Maul formed his own group. Maybe he's going to join Maul's group, but I hope he comes back to the Bad Batch. Because, honestly, I really hated Crosshair this entire season, but in the finale, I think they redeemed him. So now I'm just going to say the last couple of theories. So this one is pretty, I'm really hoping for this one. We got to see Hondo. Come on, everybody, we got to see Hondo. We saw Hondo in the Clone Wars. We saw Hondo in Rebels. I'm really hoping for Hondo in The Mandalorian. Anything that has Dave Filoni's name on it, we got to see Hondo. We all love him when he says, I smell profit.
I smell profit.
So we all gotta love him, and I really hope he appears, and I think it would be perfect because the Bad Batch are mercenaries. That's the exact thing that Hondo is a pirate. He doesn't follow any rules. So I think it would be perfect for us to get a cameo of Hondo, or maybe even appear in the a couple episodes because come on, like I said, we all love Hondo, so he's got to appear. That's something that I'm almost 99% sure of. I know Filoni's probably sitting in his seat right now watching this video. No, if he watched this video, I would be very honored. But he's probably thinking right now, oh hey, why don't I put Hondo in this show? So he's definitely going to do that. Another thing that I think might happen is we got to see the Zillo Beast return. So in Clone Wars Season 7, Filoni took some of the greatest arcs that he was never able to make when Disney canceled Clone Wars Season 7 back in 2013. And he decided to choose the best ones and put them in this Season 7 where we got 4 arcs. 4 arcs. So he chose his best arcs, but there were still a couple arcs that could have been put in. Now, there was never a confirmed Zillo Beast arc, but I definitely think that we would have to see the aftermath of the Zillo Beast. Because when I first saw the episode of the Clone Wars, when it was on Netflix back then, all the way, I think it was like 2014 or something, I saw that and I was like, oh my, I wonder when we're going to see the Zillo Beast. So I went through all the seasons. I went through Season 6, and then no Zillo Beast. So I was like, oh, wait, what? Did I miss an episode or something? But it turns out no Zillo Beast. Because Dave was probably planning that for like Season 7 or Season 8 or maybe even a Season 9. But he never got to because Disney canceled it. So we got to see the Zillo Beast arc. I think that would be perfect for the Bad Batch. Because maybe they'll fight against the Zillo Beast. That would be perfect because that would kind of be, that feels like kind of like a final boss in some sort of video game. That feels kind of like a final boss. Bad Batch video game, anyone? But no. I'm really hoping for the Zillo Beast and Hondo. And now for the final theory that I have. This is my 9th theory, I think. This one is the most far-fetched, and I really just came up with this when I was coming up with this list of theories. I had 6 theories, and I decided I was going to try to get a 7th. Hunter and the Bad Batch are going to meet Baby Yoda. So this is a really bad theory, and I absolutely doubt it the most. So here's the only thing that I can come up with here. Mace Windu rescued Baby Yoda from the temple after the I am the Senate, not yet, and when he got thrown out of the window. When you see Mace Windu again, he gives Baby Yoda to the Bad Batch with a mission to bring Baby Yoda to his crime syndicate, where they will keep Baby Yoda as a prisoner / protecting Baby Yoda until the events of The Mandalorian. So then you get a cameo of Mace Windu, and then their mission is to try to deliver it to this crime syndicate while they're getting chased by the Empire, but the Empire doesn't know what the Bad Batch have. So that would be very unlikely, but I think that would be a perfect opportunity because that feels like the kind of thing that the Bad Batch would be doing, rescuing kind of like a bounty. They kind of feel like bounty hunters almost, but they're not kind of bad. They kind of almost feel like a Din Djarin, but Baby Yoda is kind of their thing that doesn't make them bad. So that is all the theories I have. So I guess let me know if you have any more theories in the comments, because I really can't think of any more theories. And honestly, like I said in all my other videos, I have no idea what Filoni and Jennifer Corbett are planning. So this is very hard to make some of these theory videos like that. So let me know what your theories are in the comments, and if you are going to be watching Bad Batch Season 2. So don't forget to like and subscribe so you know when I do post any more Bad Batch videos, because I will be doing a couple more Bad Batch videos before I wrap up Bad Batch for this year. Then next year I'll come back again for Season 2 of the Bad Batch. So hope you enjoyed this video, and bye.
I am a Jedi, like my father before me.
So be it, Jedi. Huh?